So starting up Mario World, it should be good to go. I just want to make sure, does it sound good to you guys? Can you hear the intro and me? Just want to make sure before I get into it. They do eat dirt. And I think their mouth and their butthole is the same hole, isn't it? They just spit it back out. But they serve a very, hey, thank you. They serve a very important purpose. They put minerals back in the ground. I used to have to go out at night and dig up worms with my dad, because we would dig up worms to go fishing, and that was something. So we'd just be out at night with a shovel, digging through the dirt, grabbing worms. Okay, so a couple things about this. First and foremost, with my Super Nintendo emulator, it was an empty shell. With my Super Nintendo emulator, I have to choose between using the joystick or not being able to do diagonal movements. So, like, I wouldn't be able to do this. If I jumped, it would have to be straight up or down. So yeah, the game would just become unplayable. So I'm having to do this with a joystick, which is very not ideal, and gives me an excuse for when I mess up. Alright, go Yoshi, be free. But also, we're starting a new game, and I'm gonna upload this separately to YouTube, so bear with me as I do my whole rules shtick. Save game position. Alright, cool. We are using save states because this is a measure of, we want to see what's physically possible. So, save states. It's cheating, don't get me wrong, but I'll beat this regularly on stream some other time after. Right now we're just wanting to see what's possible for science and teach Mario to be a better person. Because Mario do be killing dudes. He's very killy. The rules. I mean, yeah, and the number one thing is fun. We always make sure we're having fun, that's why we're here. Keep each other company, have a good time. Just because I saved Mario 1, I saved Mario 1 for last because I knew that wasn't going to be very exciting, like it was mostly just a regular run. So I've done Mario World before, it's just I need to redo it because I didn't have the foresight to save it. And we have some new things to try to get around some stuff. So we've done all the Mario ones I wanted to do actually. Now I'm just going back and redoing some of them to see if I can fix some, undo some kills I had the first time. Mario World though, I believe I've said this before on stream, my very first video game memory was just, like I was little, watching my brother play Super Mario World. So that's a great memory to have. I can't even imagine how young I would have been at the time, but yeah. Like I said, my brother, he was 5 years old, he is 5 years older than me. And he was a good brother. Always made sure we had games in the house if nothing else. I suppose that was really our parents doing. You know, maybe give credit to your parents instead because he didn't buy the games. That is, you know, now that I think about it that way. If nothing else, they were not about to buy me the games, they were buying them for him, I guess. Shout out to my parents for being so rad. That is true, my brother's 5 years old, that is exactly what I just said. Yoshi is a liability. Because a lot of enemies that you'd normally be able to jump on and they'll survive, Yoshi will one hit instantly kill. And then you jump to your death. Oh my god. Just because this emulator doesn't have a save state hotkey, I'm trying to do this without save states. Unless it gets to a really spicy part, I suppose. But back to the rules. Back to the rules. I lied. I'm just gonna make save states. What does and doesn't count as a kill? Because the world of Mario is really weird. So things that you normally wouldn't think count as a living thing, we're counting as a living thing. So piranha plants, they are sentient creatures. They can point their face to look at you. They know you're there. They can spit fireballs at you. They may not have high intelligence. They're still a living creature. They still are self-aware. The same way bob-ombs are made of metal. They're still a living thing in this world. So we count those. I don't count everything that dies on screen. It has to be something that we have killed. So like if we have not interacted with anything with the thing in any way and it dies, if an enemy walks off a cliff and we did nothing to the enemy, tragic, not our fault. But it really just depends, because when I say interacted with them in any way, it is a coin. Ooh, nope. Interact with them anyway, so like a Koopa, a winged Koopa, Paracoopa, if you will, if you want. If you step on it, it'll stay alive. But if it loses its wings and it then walks off a cliff, it wouldn't have walked off that cliff if we hadn't jumped on it, so that does count as a kill. So stuff like that. We usually take it on a situation-to-situation basis, but I'm usually pretty clear on whether it counts or not. The rule of thumb is if we were not here, would they still have died? Like when they did, because I mean that's just semantics. Like a bob-omb, they would have died. Bob-ombs don't have a very long life expectancy, but we've made them die sooner, is what I mean. So yeah. Any boss that you fight that doesn't die, they don't count. So the reason, like Koopalings keep showing up in later Mario games. So while we beat them, they don't die. It's rude. They don't die. So stuff like that. This one is a little bit more troublesome because the gold tape at the end of the level kills everything on the screen. But it's more lenient than it could be, because when it kills everything on screen, if something is even the tiniest amount off screen, it will survive. So like if it's not on a screen, it doesn't die, which is nice, because in Yoshi's Island, the end goal in Yoshi's Island kills. Like, things can be like a ways off screen and the end goal still kills them. It is brutal in Yoshi's Island. So that one, oftentimes we have to like lure things a ways away. It's troublesome. I think that just about covers the rule. Oh, great, right. We don't allow warps for our pacifist. So for this game, that means no Star Road. Because if you know what you're doing, you can just beat the game in a few minutes by just passing through Star Road. You really would just have to do like, you only have to beat a couple levels, like 5 from Star Road and then like 3 others or something like that. Versus, like, there's a lot of levels in here we're gonna have to go through. So no Star Road. No warp pipes in Mario 1, no... There's weird teleports in Mario 2. Magic Flute in Mario 3. You know what a warp is, I don't need to, yeah. I say I don't need to tell you, and yet here I am listing them. Apologize for that. Exactly. While, I mean, I don't condone drug use. I don't encourage it, rather, I should say. I'll never be out here encouraging drug use. I'll never tell you to do it or suggest doing it. But, you know, it's hard out there. Sometimes people, I mean, as long as you're not hurting anybody, you do what you need to do to help you get through the day, is my stance on that. It's not ideal, don't get me wrong. The world we live in is not ideal. So, like, in a perfect world, you wouldn't have to, but I mean, it's rough out there, it really is. So, like, yeah, I'm not gonna say it's a good thing, but I will never chastise you for that. Like, it'd be tough out there. I'm an alcoholic, so I am not in a situation to be doing that. We had a mushroom, didn't we? I've got to remember that, yeah, you can get hurt and then he spawns his held item. Haven't played this in a while. Like the description at the bottom, I don't think people, as far as I know, people like never read a streamer's description. But I guess I could just get away with being like, hey, the rules are in the description, and then be on my way. I guess that would save a lot of time. Oh, YouTube videos, yeah. Actually, that's true too. MX, you got good ideas. Thank you. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Thank you. And it would save me having to repeat myself every time, because I'm sure that gets on you guys' nerves. I can't blame you for that. Oops. I really don't need the coins for anything anyway. It's just fun to fly through coins. And as you can imagine, this feather cape is going to be the most useful thing in existence. This is going to help us get around to nearly every kill that would otherwise just been very spicy. It's just brokenly strong. In my opinion, it may be the most overpowered Mario item. Like, just of all of them, it's the best. So here's the thing. Originally, we counted this as a death, and we went back and we fixed it in that same playthrough. The end of this level has a gold tape, and like I said, it kills enemies. There's a stationary enemy next to the gold tape that cannot move. So by clearing the level, you kill him. There's a secret exit a ways above us, to the right, a little bit above. That will not kill anything, but you need to hit the yellow switch to get up there. And to get to the yellow switch, we have to go through another level with a mandatory kill. But we figured out that with some precision, you can use the cape to get up there without the block. It's probably just going to take me a few attempts, so I apologize for that. First of all, let's see exactly where it is. Well, let's take Yoshi with us too, because I may be able just to cheese a Yoshi jump. I think it's way too high up for that, but we'll see. You know, Yoshi's weighing us down anyway. Right. Okay, so here's the... I just wanted to see. I couldn't visualize it in my head. It's right here. So you run through here, you do your jump right at the pipe, he launches upward, and if you time your floats enough, you can get... Can you see it from down here? I don't think you can see it from down here. Yeah. Yeah. Up there, platform. They are throwing baseballs. Charging chucks, those guys are sports themed, usually. I guess one of them has a shovel. You know, digging can be a sport, I guess. Anything can be a sport, I guess, technically. Right? I mean, if you keep score and you compete, it's a sport. It doesn't matter what it is. So here's what we do. We have to see how far back we can go without respawning them. And then that's where I start my run. I mean, it's not a traditional sport. Here? No. It's not a traditional sport. Well, okay. At what point do they spawn in? Like, if I walk until they spawn and I stop immediately, where would that put me? Because I gotta think that would be the spot. Because if the camera scrolls away from them in the least, like right here, it has to be it. So like, right in this little nook. That's doable. Yeah, I should have pulled back a little bit sooner, but you see that up there. The part of the top of the screen right now is designed so if you have that area unlocked and you don't want to go in that exit, you can still go to the normal exit. It spits you back out. We're going to enter that exit. So that's why. I was actually really, make a better save state next time. I was really thrilled with myself when I was able to pull this off, because, yeah, mandatory kill, it's very not great. Jonas, I appreciate you. I literally went on a rant about that. I went off on a tangent for a while about that. In fact, that's actually why we're doing it this way, because the end goal of this level kills an enemy. And oftentimes you can... There we go. Second attempt. Hey! A lot of the enemies at the goals here you can just lure away. Charging Chuck. The people who made this game, Nintendo, they love to put Charging Chuck by goal tape. But you can lure him away. He's easy to lure away. I do not want all exits. We don't go for completion. The stipulations are beat the game, but you're not allowed to use warps. So we need to beat the game. It doesn't have to be every exit, but we can't use Star Road. So we just have to get from start to finish. Because, we're treating this thematically. Yeah. We're treating this thematically, so it's like, we want to treat this like it's an actual story that's unfolding. Mario sets out on his journey to save Peach and the Yoshis. And if you think about it thematically, he would have no reason to complete every level. That just wouldn't make sense story-wise if this was a show. So we're just doing that. That's the way I'm treating it. Because the goal here is to see if we can make Mario a better person. I know. I'll do it next time, MX. You gotta give me a chance to implement your great idea, okay? I appreciate you. I do, but... The thing about here is... Okay, so... I can't remember where the normal exit spits you out on this level. And I know we were able to do the secret exit before, I just don't know if that's required. I think the secret exit takes you to the Star Road here. and the normal exit spits you out where I want to be. So let's make a save state and just hit the regular exit and see what happens. There we go. Keep him up there, very important. Keep him asleep. These Rip Van fish, they follow you around like most, well, every other underwater enemy will just leave you alone. They mind their own business. Rip Van fish chases you around. He's very irritating. I think, what are we on, 5? Yeah, there we go. Rip Van fish chases you, so if all possible, either don't wake him up or get him stuck somewhere. Because if he follows you to the gold tape, you're just well screwed.
If you can't compete, you can't eat. And you know eat rhymes with sweet. And I'm gorgeous over here, boy. We honeybees over here.
Thank you, Jambi. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Because we are honeybees over here. Did he?
He's licking my face.
He despawned, you wiener. Only with permission. So with rubber banding, if you get too far away, he will get much faster. So he fell asleep. Okay, so it wasn't. I mean, you know, he despawned. So fine. Thank you. You're wonderful for that. I mean, how much work it took me to implement those sound alerts. I love that you guys enjoy them. And we are underwater, and that was a fish. Falling down there did not kill him, I promise. He's a fish. He's in water. Thank you. I put a lot of work into them. I want to make sure you guys have a good time, because if you're kind enough to stick around and keep me company, I want to make sure you can use your points to get some fun stuff out of it. Because, like, there's some streamers I follow on here that are really cool. I like watching them, but they don't have very much to buy with points. Like, you know, well, it's fun to have. Like, I'll be saving up thousands of points, nothing to buy. Yeah, because, like, I'm thinking, I'm looking like, it's something like, I think it says for an hour, as long as you push that button that gives you bonus, you get like 220 an hour. I'm like, that's not very much at all. So I keep that in mind when I keep that in mind when I'm setting prices. Especially if it's something I don't mind doing. Like if it doesn't put me out at all, like a sound alert. I enjoy them. I put them there because I enjoy them. So like, I really just did that again. So like, why not have them be cheap? We're all just having fun here. I price things according to how much I don't want them to happen. So like, you'll notice as they get further in, they're either more difficult or more unpleasant for me. And having a variety like that means if you get in a rhythm, you can do really well here. Like that. The bonus gives you a 1-up for every lineup you get. So 3 horizontally, 3 vertically, and then 2 diagonally. Yeah, we got some nice lives. If you are in the market for murder, the first level in the forest has a checkpoint and a star right before a whole bunch of enemies. It's probably the best place to farm lives in any video game. Like, every pass through you get like a few dozen lives. It's crazy. Because if you bounce on enemies over and over again, you get lives. But it also works if you have a star and you're killing enemies. So even though you're touching the ground and you're not bouncing from one to the other, it counts them the same way. So if you, using the same star, kill many enemies, you'll get a bunch of lives. And the number of lives you get increases. So like, you'll notice as you jump on things or kill them, your points increase every time. And eventually you get a 1-up. Your 1-ups increase the same way. The amount you get every time. So like, yeah, with a line of enemies that long, everyone, like by the end, everyone you kill is giving you like a handful of lives. It's very nice. These are another enemy, fuzzies. There are so many enemies from Mario World that didn't make it into Mario Maker, and it just blows my mind. It's weird to me. Fuzzies didn't make it in. Blarg, not in. Charging Chuck. If I could pick one of them to be in, it would be him. Those spiked ball and chain thing hazards, not an enemy, but I wish they were in it. Big Boos. They're not here either. Blarg, if you're ever... I said this. Lava. There's like a red dragon thing that pokes his head out of the lava and he dives at you. That's Blarg. Okie doke, appreciate you, Max. In Mario Maker, they do have Charvarg. If you're in the new game theme, like Mario 3D World, I think, or something like that, Charvarg's there. But like only in that theme, and it's not 1-to-1. He acts differently. I mean, he's massive for one. Okay, we're doing well so far though. There are... So that's the thing. I did say we were redoing this. I've done this before. So I have a list of all of the kills that happened, and none of them happened yet. We're coming up on the one that really got us. Because there's a level coming up where one room, 8 enemies die, and there's nothing. You can't get through the room without killing them. It's impossible. We spent hours working on it. And the alternative was I was going to find a way around that level, because the good thing about this whole situation is there's alternate paths. But we couldn't find a way to access it. The only way to access it was using those colored blocks that you unlock. And the switch to unlock them was past that level. So you would have had to go through the level the normal way at least once. So, involving murder. Since then, I believe I figured out a way around that. So, fingers crossed, we're able to skip those 8 deaths this time. In which case, there are only going to be 6. Which, I mean, tragic, but we shaved off 8 of the 14 mandatory kills. That is insane. But we'll see. It's fun. If you were here with me for that journey, it's genuinely hilarious how... One of the features of this game is... Well, actually, let me go back and show you. because I gotta redo this anyway because I'm an idiot. See that smiley dude in the corner? This guy here? If you run at him, he allows you to run up walls. But like I said, we need to redo it. I forgot, you need to bring a cape here. Because that ending bit, the only way to get past the gap at the end is to go in the cannon and it launches you out. It launches you into an enemy that you bonk off of. And that's how you clear the gap. So short of that, we need a cape. I forgot. Well, this isn't the ideal place. I was gonna say, the secret exit here takes you to a little area that gives you power-ups whenever you want, and that's gonna be essential for us, but this first feather we're gonna get is gonna be just down here because it's easier. Because you need a feather to unlock it, but once you do, it gives you as many feathers as you want. So that's going to be very helpful. But let me... What level is it? What level gives you that feather? Oh, I am the dumb. Oh my god, I'm sorry. This one. The one that we had to use it to, beat the level. Yeah, that one. I'm tired and old and sad. I'm gonna learn to forgive myself. Probably not, but I should. Probably shouldn't. Yep. Unfortunate. I didn't think we can we get the feather now? Now that we're small. And dead. Oh, right. So that's 8 of them. And I will... Jesus Christ. I'm going to demonstrate that when we get to it, but I think I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can't get through that room without killing them. And we're going to get around it. So it's right around the corner. In fact, I'll probably get to do that, and then we're going to call it there. Yeah. Because we still have that one level, the castle, and then that level. So that'll be good. But beyond that, there's 6 mandatory kills. And there's just nothing we can do about them. They are mandatory as it's possible to be. Lurking just means you're hanging out, you're not like interacting with chat, you're not like talking to people, but you're like, watching or putting the stream on in the background a little bit, Big, thank you for the bits. 3-9 ham to you.
3-9 ham, 3-9 tired.
3-9 tired as well. Oh god, wonderful. Thank you for the bits, Big. You're a good guy. So like, you don't have to actively be watching, but if you're just kind of like hanging out, watching, maybe leaving the stream on, going to go make a sandwich or something, take a bathroom break. Lurking. Hanging out. Lurking. So there just straight up is a feather there. I had assumed... I could not remember where we got the feather from. If it's from a block, then yeah, we would have had been Big Mario. But it didn't happen to be the case. Yeah, you're welcome. It's just a way to know, like if you're talking to a streamer and you're having a conversation, I feel like its primary use is a way to let them know that you're stepping away for a second, or you don't really just feel like chatting or whatever. Like you're leaving the stream on, but you're going to be non-responsive. So like, if you're having a conversation with them, they might just keep talking to you and eventually find out you're not there, and that's kind of uncomfortable. You know what I mean? It's just a polite way of saying that you're not going to be able to respond. Yeah. So on your end of things as a viewer, it's a way of saying, hey, I'm supporting you, I'm leaving the stream on, but, you know, I'm not able to chat right now. Wonderful, and that should allow us the access to power-ups whenever we want them. There we go. Beautiful. The best secret area in the game. Top secret area. Because it just... Free Yoshi. These ones give you feathers, and these ones give you fire. Just... whatever you want, you can just show up here. Snag some and leave. Okie doke. Appreciate you, MX. Hope it goes well for you, friend. We gotta do this level. Then the castle, and then the super unfortunate level that hopefully we've solved. If you guys knew the solution I came to, you would be mad at me, like furious. Oh, big fan of farming. I like tomatoes. Have you ever grow tomatoes? They the tomato plants smell nice. If you've ever been around a tomato plant, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you probably think I'm losing my mind right now, but I promise they smell really nice. The joke is he meant like grinding in a video game. But I was taking it to mean like, you know, farming. That's the joke. Okay, so, hold on. Running speed. There we go. Really? That's one of my favorite smells. They're, oh, wonderful. Yeah, using the cape lets you get through most levels. Just like look at this. Ah. It's unintentional. Can I still make it? No. Yeah, you have to clear the level that way because otherwise, look at that. You're gonna kill all those dudes. I just like tomatoes in general though. Ooh, we lost a power up. Let's just do that. I messed up. I was dumb and I shouldn't have hit those clouds. It's alright. Make mistakes, learn to forgive yourself. Oh, interesting. They're one of my favorite fruits. Whoa, what are you doing? Let's put me low enough. Low enough to miss the clouds, but high enough to not kill anything. Ideal. No! No! Mario, you... Okay. Alright. Fine. Yeah, tomatoes are a fruit. Rule of thumb, anything... any plant that has seeds in it is a fruit. So it might not be an edible fruit, like even a plant that you wouldn't eat. The part of it that has the seeds in it is the fruit of that plant. What hit? There's just an enemy up there that hit me? That's unfortunate. Okay. Wacky. No, big fan of tomatoes. I like to grow them myself. Just, I mean, it's nice farming, gardening. I'm gonna make a save state once I get to that first set of clouds up there, though. But besides that, you just have lovely tomatoes to consume, which I like to sprinkle just a little bit of salt on, and eat them like that. But you can also do stuff out of it. I'm a big fan of making salsa out of the tomatoes I grow. Because then I have an excuse to grow jalapenos as well. Mario. I nailed this the first time last time. You know, it's those sleeping pills kicking in. That's what it is. Faster. I am the patron saint of grinding. Always grinding. You probably could have told me that the rewards were the same and I still would have told you to pick the longer one. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, so if you're grinding for longer, experience. On stream one time, I had, they're gone now, but I had something like 80 hours of grinding in Final Fantasy V just on stream. Just me grinding just for hours and hours and hours. Love grinding in video games. Makes me happy. It's just very controlled, very predictable. Like, anytime you're playing a game, I always worry. I'm like, am I doing this right? I could be doing this better. Grinding, it's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'll be doing for the next several hours. And every single minute that goes by, I'm slowly building up to be better. Getting better and better and better and better. And it's the same mentality. It's like, you know, when you're really hungry, food tastes better. Anticipation. Because I will tell you, if you spend 80 hours in a game grinding, the first boss you fight after the fact, when you one-shot them, makes it all worthwhile. It is just the most satisfying thing in the world that when you're done, you're grinding and you know, like, you're pushing yourself. You're like, this is tedious, yes, but every single experience point you gain is going to make that payoff much more enjoyable. So you just keep grinding and keep grinding, and eventually, yeah, you get that payoff, and you're just like walking through the game, one-shotting all the bosses you bump into. I believe I've said this before on stream a while back, but Final Fantasy VI, if you're familiar with it, Kefka, final boss of the game. The fight starts, he gives you this long monologue about how he's ascended to godhood and you're nothing but insects to him. And then we proceeded to... Well, we went first because of course we did. We were faster than him by a lot. We went first and killed him before he had his first turn. I did the exact same thing last time too. Oops. Yeah. We went first and he died before he could do anything. Which I have to think is the most definitive, absolute way you can shame somebody. He gives me a speech about how we're nothing but insects to him. He dies before he can lift a finger. Very satisfying. Sorry, my nose keeps itching. Dry skin is what it is. It's been really dry out here. Yeah. Like really dry. And I refuse to use lotion, so I'm just having to deal with dry skin. Apologize. You don't gotta explain nothing to me, brother. I'm a big fan of the grindy grind. That was satisfying, though. No, I'm talking more than you are. Never worry about that. I like the conversation. Remember, I play video games on here because I like conversation. If I didn't want to chat, I just play these off stream. That's a common thing. People usually hate grinding, like. No worries. While if I don't have anyone to talk to, I will talk to myself because I never shut up. I prefer having people to chat with. You guys are great, and I like talking to you guys. But I like grinding. It's just very satisfying for me. It's very controlled. It's like I know I'm improving every single time versus other parts of a game. Never quite sure I'm doing it right. And like I said, that payoff is just the best in the world. What other grinding stories do I have to tell you? Okay, so this is Roy, I believe, but look at him in the original. When he first showed up, look at that. He doesn't look like anything. He's just a fat Koopa. They redesigned some of their sprites significantly after this game. I just, like I even need story. I'll walk back and forth in the same hallway for 80 hours just getting experience points. Oh, there's a clip from me grinding, but it's just out of context. It's not the actual grinding itself, it's just a clip from during that grinding session. Big actually clips it, now I think about it. So we're talking about Richards. Oop. But yeah, I got other grinding stories I could tell you. Well, sir. If you're all familiar with Mario RPG, there's the starting area, which is basically a tutorial, just the beginning area. At the beginning of at the end of the beginning area, you fight two Hammer Brothers. They're the boss of that place, like the tutorial boss. And you start the fight. You walk over to them, and it's one of my favorite RPGs. It's simple, incredibly well made. He's blocking the exit, and if you get close enough to him, oh, Morton Koopa Jr., okay. If you get close enough to him, he'll say something like, "Hey, buddy, my hammer doesn't like you," or something. He threatens you, and you leave. I mean, Bowser has magic, so I mean, it wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility. Here it is, Vanilla Dome 1, the level that haunted my dreams for a while. This is where the majority of deaths occurred, and I'm pretty sure we figured it out. But, how many souls are trapped in those castles? Let me think. I mean, just dry bones, and you bonk a dry bone, they come back to life, right? Right? Besides that, we don't actually see any of it happening. So, for all I know, we beat the boss. They ran away. You beat the head honcho. The minions are like, oh, forget that, and they run away. I'm just assuming Mario let them evacuate. I didn't see anybody die. We didn't get any points. When you kill something, you get points. Our points didn't increase. There you go. If Mario had killed a castle full of enemies, we would have just got a whole bunch of points. And that's my stance on that. Alright. But, yeah. I mean, I would like to think they ran away, but like I said, it's not something we can control. Like, if it happens in a cutscene, that's not fair. And we don't see it happen, so like I said, out of sight, out of mind. Um, I don't know. But, no, grindy story. Grindy story. Well, I'll get to that here in a second. We're at Vanilla Dome 1. I want to talk about what I was here to talk about. So, let me die. No. I'll get to the part... Like, actually, hold on. Yes, we're killing them. This doesn't count. I'm just showing up to show you what I mean. Like, this is just me, going further into the level just to show you what we're going to be dealing with. So, I probably could just post the Discord link in that command instead of doing whatever, fine. Okay, so this up here, you can't get up here without the red blocks. Right. Okay, Doug, appreciate you, Max. Hope it goes well for you. And then you come over here, this room. When you jump on this platform and start sinking into the lava, there are 8 enemies on this platform. Tried flying over it with the cape. There's a gap that's barely big enough to fit Mario in here. There's no actual way to get through here without killing all the enemies. Can't go back? Can't go back, alright. So our only solution was to get up to the red block area without the red block, because the switch for the red block is later on in the game. You can't get to it yet. So I tried capes, I tried shell jumps, I tried luring a bat over there and bouncing off him because, 1 death versus 8. None of it worked. You want to know the one thing I didn't try? Because the universe is funny and I'm an idiot. I never brought a Yoshi over there. And the fun thing about Yoshis is they can you can jump off of them. I know, I also agree I'm an idiot. Really? Oh, you can only have so many of them spinning at once. I forgot about that. Can you quickly grab the enemies? You cannot. It gives you enough time to get through there, but like, even if you could grab one of them and take them with you, that would save 1 life. They would still be like, you only carry one thing at a time, and it does not give you enough time to make several trips. They would respawn even if you could. But that would be a way to, well, that could resolve 1 death, you're right. There we go. I didn't think to bring a Yoshi in here because I'm an idiot. The one, like, the solution is the most obvious thing you could possibly think of. If you knew how much time I spent over here just trying to figure out cape jumps and angles and shell jumps and just... Oh yeah, that would definitely work, wouldn't it? God. You think I would be happy? And I am. We saved some lives. That is so frustrating. We were so close. Alright, Big, I appreciate it. Actually, I'm signing off here too. I did say I wanted to clear the rest of this level and be on my way. Okay, so we did Mario 1 today, and we saved 8 innocent lives. Our score is still at 0. Guys, massive victory. I'll do one more level. I keep trailing off. I did want to tell you about my grindy grind story. But no, Big, I'll sure I'll see you around. You have a great rest of your day. Appreciate you. So, the Hammer Brother first tutorial boss in Mario RPG will threaten you, and then if you walk back over to him, you fight him. he gives you a chance to walk away. So me being me, he threatened me, to which I responded, "Hold on, I'll be right back." And then I grinded until max level in the starting area. Out of spite. Don't threaten me. I'll grind to max level and shame you in front of your brother. Is that gonna work? Do I need that feather? I don't think I don't need that feather. And I do love grinding, but I don't think there's any other noteworthy instances. Like, I can aggro him. I think I have to jump on him to aggro him. Football. I guess the only other really noteworthy one I can think of right now. Stop doing that, please stop. I mean, it was easy the first time. I guess it's fine. Like insultingly easy, like so easily. I am mad about it. And then watch us never be able to do it again. There we go. The only other one I can think of is in Final Fantasy VII, if you're familiar with the original. Once you leave Midgar, you stop by a couple other places along the way, but soon after leaving Midgar, you will end up in this marsh area, this like swampy bog, with a giant snake monster called the Midgar Zolom. And the way around him is intended to be, the game uses that as an opportunity to teach you how to catch chocobos. You're meant to learn how to do chocobos there, because if you go across the marsh with a chocobo, Zolom can't touch you. He cannot hit you. Fight doesn't start. I said forget that, and I just grinded until we one-shot the Midgar Zolom. Not only didn't have to go around him, I just one-shot him. This giant snake boss one-shot him. And the most fun thing about that is, after you get past the swamp, it activates a cinematic, like a cutscene, where there's a second Midgar Zolom that's like skewered on this giant wooden pike, dead. And Sephiroth did it, and the characters stop and they're like in shock and awe. They're like, he killed that thing? How did he kill that thing? How is he that strong? After I just got done one-shotting it, which made the whole situation funny to me. And entirely worth it. Really? Really? We're gonna figure this out. I'm gonna sign out. Come on, Chuck. Work with me here. Sir, I'm on a slope. Oh, the accuracy, my god. Bowser's not paying Chuck nearly enough. He's here on a scholarship, actually. Football. Wasn't expecting that. Ooh, Chuck, sir, gotta say I'm impressed. Like, credit where it's due. He's doing a great job. Like, I know I could absolutely just run to the goal tape and Jesus, it wouldn't be a problem. It's funny at this point how this is happening. My god. There are times when I can't die this easily on purpose. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know for a fact. He seems like a bad guy, so probably not. But I don't know, so I don't want to make the assumption, you know? Like I said, I'm really not a fan of Peach. Honestly, between the two of them, I would probably be in favor of Bowser. But, anywho, like I said, oh, that's incredible, that 0. Guys, you're all wonderful. I appreciate each of you, for real. MX, Jonas, Big, thanks for sticking around, chatting with me, playing video games and hanging out with you guys. Means a lot to me. it'd be tough out there. Take care of yourselves. Know that I care about you and take care of yourselves. Hopefully I see you around in a few hours here. 3.5 hours ish. I'm going to be playing Layers of Fear for our spooky July. So stop by for that if you want.